If I could get everyone to shut down their conversations, just temporarily. Welcome you all to our weekly press briefing. We have a number of folks that are going to be speaking today. We have a number of council members. Councilmember James Clendenin, Councilmember Levanta Williams, Senator Oletha Faust-Godot has joined us today, and County Commissioner Michael O'Donnell is with us. Did I miss any electeds? Linda Kazire, I guess you are elected, aren't you? We just view you as regular people. Linda, our county treasurer, Linda Kazire, is with us. Nice to have you all with us this morning. A couple of quick items that we'll cover before we ask some of our folks to come up here and share. We are in full swing in our Big Read program. It's a community-wide 6-week program encouraging everyone to read one common book and participate in activities and events surrounding that book's story and themes. As honorary chair, I'm pleased to announce that tonight, the author of this year's book, The Late Homecomer, the author of this book will be speaking at a free event open to the public at Newman University. Starts at 7 p.m. So if you'd like to go visit with the author and hear the author, you can attend the event that's free tonight, 7 p.m. at Newman University. For more information on the Big Read Wichita book and other programs you can attend, please visit bigreadwichita.org, bigreadwichita.org. Tallgrass Film Festival is coming back. Just a reminder, the 15th annual Tallgrass Film Festival is October 18th through the 22nd in and around downtown Wichita. A variety of tickets are available, including single general admission, day passes, and full festival passes. More than 100 filmmakers from around the world and some right here in Wichita will attend. This year's festival features 182 movies from around the world that were selected from more than 2,000 submissions. So films were selected by local volunteer programming committee who spent the last 8 months picking the best playlist of this year's hit movies. So go to tallgrassfilmfest.com for the full lineup of movies and available ticketing options. I know that we are certainly encouraging people when they come down, they can ride the queue line. We're looking at potentially maybe even expanding the queue line temporarily for some of those opportunities, and encourage folks to participate in that. We have Councilmember Williams, I'm going to call up here that she can share a little bit about National League of Cities Racial Healing. The National League of Cities has selected Wichita to participate in this initiative. We're one of only 15 cities that's going to participate in the Race, Equity, and Leadership Initiative. It's the program is part of NLC's inaugural National Municipal Learning Community for Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation. It's an 18-month program. We have implemented some opportunities to prior to this program that were preempted as part of our racial healing that include No Ferguson Hears, our First Step Barbecue. Councilmember Williams, would you like to come up and share? She's never turned down an opportunity to speak, ever.
You told me that. Thank you very much, Mayor. This is just a great opportunity to be one of 15 cities across the country to be involved in the racial healing. This is supported by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, and this does look at best practices for each city. So we are putting a team together, which could be Melinda Walker from our contracting and purchasing department, and she brings to the table minority contracting as an issue. So each person that comes to the table table bring something with them. Mr. John Hall has said that he would participate as well as we look at housing across the city. So it does talk about racial healing and the tensions that some cities feel they have, because when the incidents happened in Ferguson, they found that city leaders were not ready for the racial conversations that needed to take place. And so that's why Wichita said there will be no Ferguson here, and we had pastors on board who initiated that program. We have other programs beyond tolerance. We had 4 cookouts that is helping with the police relations, and just on Tuesday, we announced the Citizens Review Board that will also look at police behavior. So this program is 18 months. We will be looking at best practices that have occurred in Wichita, as well as best practices from across the country, and hopefully bring all of that together. I do sit on the National League of Cities board. When we have meetings, it's 3,000 to 4,000 people, so I have been so honored to sit on that board. I will be leaving that board as well in November, but this is one of the initiatives that I think as a board member I was able to secure for the city of Wichita. So I'm very pleased. We just need to make sure that people are comfortable with talking about the issue of race, and we're not there yet. So this is something that's going to help Wichita continue along that line. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Williams, and I know she's been working on this for quite some time. Another great opportunity for us to engage our community in different ways. Want to briefly visit about the renovation of our public housing stock that's been getting some publicity, obviously, because of a new initiative that John Hall is able to bring. We have nearly 600 public housing units in Wichita, and we are looking at rehabilitating or rebuilding these units as soon as next summer, thanks to some new programming that is called Rental Assistance Demonstration, a pilot program that will allow Wichita to take advantage of some private dollars along with some tax credits that will enable us to find some dollars for the rehabilitation of 578 single and multifamily households that make up part of our Section 9 public housing. Certainly, the city must now complete a physical conditions assessment so that the scope of the rehabilitation can be determined. RAD is a voluntary program providing public housing authorities access to long-term funding for housing improvements. Public housing units across the country need more than $26 billion in repairs today, and so this will help jumpstart ours. John Hall is sitting back there quietly. He isn't like Levanta. You have to drag him up. Is there anything I missed you want to add to it? Levanta, anything you want to share on part of that? Good job. Thanks, John. And now for what we think is a pretty exciting new program, I'm going to bring up Brian Fry. Brian Fry can talk about this better than I can. We have a new program that's going to guide some funds to our Wichita Parks Foundation. And Brian, I'm just going to let you explain the whole thing.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. First off, I want to set the record straight. Becky Fields and Laura Rainwater really deserve the credit for this idea. These two ladies are not only great customer service representatives for the city of Wichita, but they are also huge fans of the Wichita flag. And because they know how passionate I am about our flag, they came to me with this idea, which I embraced immediately, without hesitation. And we're calling it Plates for Parks. So, working with officials in Topeka, Sedgwick County, and also other groups who have created affinity license plate programs, we determined that we needed to do several things to make it a reality.
Ready to unveil it?
You got one with you. So the key steps for this Plates for Parks programs are fourfold. One, we had to create a compelling design that meets license plate requirements. 2, we have to get support from our Kansas legislatures for a bill authorizing the plates. 3, we had to locate our startup funding, our program partners, and who it's going to benefit. And finally, we have to demonstrate the public support for the program, the demand for these plates. So we started with the design. Obviously, Cecil McAllister had already created a phenomenal flag design for us, so we didn't have to do a lot of work to it to meet the state specifications. Fortunately, we have a fantastic City of Wichita graphic designer, Steve Cooper, who took that design and made it fit the state requirements. And that's what we've come up with here on the right. Second part of this is we have to get the legislative support. So myself, along with members of our city lobbying team, started meeting with the area legislatures to drum up the support. First off, Senator Aletha Fowles-Godot jumped on board immediately, as did Senator Mike Peterson. And we can't thank them enough for their immediate support. As we know, this effort has just begun. We have to get statewide support for this to make it a bill. Senator Fowles-Godot is here today, and I'd like to invite you up to say a couple of words about why you decided to join the effort.
Sure. Good morning. Good morning, Mayor Jeff Longwell. It is an honor to have been asked to introduce legislation to allow citizens in Wichita and perhaps around the state of Kansas to purchase, and I love the logo, plates for parks, but the Wichita flag. I especially want to thank Rebecca Field and Laura Rainwater for reaching out to me, and a big thank you to Councilman Brian Fry. I don't think I can go anywhere, Mayor, City Councilwoman LaVonta Williams. I don't think I can go anywhere and not see the Wichita flag. I was out west on West Douglas the other day, and I saw these cute little rocks that were just up against a wall, and they had the flag on it. And I went home and I actually had a dream. In my sleep, I saw the Wichita flag. So I think it's awesome. I know that a co-sponsor of the legislation, Senator Mike Peterson, is supportive, and he wanted to be here today but could not. But one good thing, he is the chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee. And so we will introduce legislation. I know that the Marley Carpenter will keep you guys informed of every movement along the way, and hopefully we can maneuver this through the legislative process pretty quickly. And again, I'm just honored to be a part of it, and thank you again for what you're doing. This is great. I'm excited. Thank you.
Well, and again, I can't stress how important it is for the bipartisan support from Topeka to make this a reality. We have a lot of talk still to continue, but having both Senator Aletha and Senator Mike on board with this really helps it get started quickly. So thank you. The third phase of this is determining those startup costs, and we know that it's estimated to be as much as $20,000. So we had to figure out how this was going to work financially and who is going to manage it. During my time on the Wichita Park Board, the Wichita Parks Foundation was created to enhance the quality of our park systems along with partnerships and relationships. So knowing this, we decided to take a small portion of the Hyatt sales proceeds that was dedicated to the Proct Wetlands project to provide the necessary funding to get this started up, knowing that the money was going to go directly back to the Wichita Parks Foundation. It would be complete as we sell the license plates. So, because there is going to be a royalty fee of about $50 on each plate. That money will immediately go back to the Wichita Parks Foundation. With us today is Brent Thomas from the Wichita Parks Foundation. I'd like him to come up to provide a little bit more background and insight about why they're so excited about this. Brent?
Thank you, Mayor, Councilman Fry. My name is Brent Thomas. I serve as the current chairman of the Wichita Parks Foundation Board of Directors. And on behalf of the board, I want to share our excitement with the Plates for the Parks program. When we were first approached with this idea several months ago, I think after the smile on our faces collectively went at ease, the first thought was, when do we start and how do we do this? Over the last few years since we were founded, we've put on Red, White, and Boom in downtown on July 4th. This past summer, we awarded almost $10,000 in financial support to area kids to attend Summer Discovery. The impact of Plates for Parks program can't be understated. This is going to be a fantastic opportunity for the Parks Foundation to make an even bigger impact in our park system. The reason the Parks Foundation was founded was to advocate for the park system, help improve our park facilities, and also improve access to our park facilities for all Wichitans. And with this program, we feel that this is going to be a strong impact in our community, and it fits right in line with our mission. So we're looking forward to rolling this out. We're looking forward to the support of our Wichita legislators, the city staff, and our city leadership. We're looking forward to this, and go out and sign up. We have our page is live on wichitaparksfoundation.org. At the very top of the page is a red bar announcing this project. There's more information if you click on that. We were directing folks to either the address on here, which will take you directly to the sign up, or if you go through wichitaparksfoundation.org, click on the red bar at the top of our page, you'll be able to go to a sign up button in that location as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it. So finally, this only works if we get the demand from the public for these plates. We have to demonstrate to our senators and representatives that there is public outcry for these plates. And that means we have to collect a commitment of at least 500 plates to get this launched. So today begins that public outreach. And we're having it not only on the Wichita Park Foundation site, but there will also be social media links on the city's Facebook pages, our collective district pages, and so forth. We will also have sign-up sheets at City Hall and some of our park recreation facilities. So if you're not social media savvy, you can still do it the old school way, just by signing your name up. And like with any good campaign, you always start with a good base, right? You always want to have a few commitments in hand. And I'm pleased to announce that several businesses are pledging to add Wichita flag tags to their corporate fleets. George from Cornejo and Sons is here. They have already committed 50 vehicles to the effort. Metro Couriers is also going to do 40 vehicles. I don't see James here this morning. But then we also have Hutton Construction, and Joe Rodell is here from Hutton. They're going to do 22 vehicles. So if you're keeping track, that's already 25% of our goal. And I think that's amazing. It's my belief that I think we can reach this 500 goal by the end of October. Just be very clear, there is no financial obligation at this time to purchase. You just have to sign up for the list. And then the Wichita Parks Foundation will then keep you updated on what's happening, what the next steps are, how it's going in Topeka, when you could expect to pay, and so forth. So to recap real quickly, Plates for Parks needs support not only from the public at large, but also our Kansas legislators to make it official. So please help us spread the word via your channels as well as your social media outlets. Over the last couple of years, it's been so wonderful seeing the Wichita flag throughout the city on clothing, coffee mugs, murals, and more. So with Plates for Parks, not only do we raise the level of flag fever to an all-time high, we're also benefiting our Wichita park system. And I mean, how cool is that, right? So put your Wichita pride where your plates are for parks. Thank you.
Great job, Councilmember Fry, and all of the folks that have joined in on this initiative. Did you wear your Wichita flag socks?
Absolutely.
I shouldn't have even asked.
As long as you stop there.
Okay. So that covers our topics for today, and we'll open it up for questions that any of you might have on these topics or any others that.
So 500 commitments is what you're looking for.
Correct.
By what time? And can you just recap one more time? Cornejo Construction 50, Hutton Construction 22, and
Metro Courier 40. So obviously we have to follow along the timeline with the state and the legislative bill that we need introduced. The quicker we can show that 500 level, the better. to get that support from the other legislators. Again, my goal would hopefully be by the end of October. That may be a little ambitious, but I also think it's achievable just because the flag is so popular right now.
Any other questions? Thank you all, and thank you to all of our partners that have been able to take a break from their busy schedules and come join us today. We appreciate you being here.